It's a wonderful and a very bright morning out here. So on today's lessons, I'm going to tell you and show you how a poultry farmer was able to move from 150 layers capacity to 550 layers capacity. All right. So if I were you, I would do well to like, I will share, I will hit the subscribe button so I don't miss out on any upload. All right. So make sure you watch to the very end so you see how passionate, how you can really increase when you start your poultry farming journey. So without wasting much of our time, let's get started. So right here was where it all began. This is a self-contained, just a single room, a kitchen and a toilet where it all started. He brought the layers from day old. Then we guided him on how it's all run through. Okay? So now this is the view. Okay? So this is how or where he transitioned to currently. You can see this is a residential apartment that was being planned that has splitted units of single rooms and kitchens and toilets. Now it has been transformed into a layer poultry farm. Okay, after an intensive research and increase and how profitable it was with the first 150 batch of layers, he decided with my help we had to move to this stage where he was able to brood about 550 layers. Now he was driven by passion and the result from the first batch. Okay? Seeing how profitable it was, the consistent daily income, it was really encouraging. So he decided to go it fully. Now, considering what he was going to get from the planned residential building, will not even be quarter of what he was going to achieve or what he's currently going to achieve in just 6 months of when these birds start to lay. And at this point, these birds were raised and currently they are at 17 weeks of age. We just caged them recently. Okay, so you can see this is a toilet in the residential apartment that was planned to use for a residential apartment. So right here is just a room. You can see the other toilet in the building. All right. So here now is just an extension to add the beds. You can see the sockaway right there, which was where the residential apartment was going to use. So I'm just up, taking a closer look of how the birds are feeding. And you can see that they are doing very well. You can see this bird just there staring at me. So you can see how the extension goes. Now, one thing you need to know about poultry farming is that immediately you start, you will increase. Once you have done well, you make sure everything is in place, you will definitely increase because no one is comfortable with their current position. Yes, even God or Jesus still needs more souls to be won. Talk more of us, human beings, that we need more funds. So him getting the results, he was really encouraged and he decided, let us go into this fully. So now you can see, this is another part of the extension. This is a toilet and this is a kitchen. You can see. So it was designed, this particular place is carrying around 1.5 units. You can even look closely, the wall was, like we broke the wall to make sure the cage fits in. I hope you can see. Yes. So this is how encouraging it is. So I don't know why you are waiting. I don't know why you can't start small from what you have or where you are currently. These birds were on deep litter where they were brooded. Now they were moved into battery cage. You can see we still have leftover spaces. Okay, I was just testing the nipples because this cage was mounted recently. All right. So one thing I want to tell you and advise you: when you are going into a poultry farm, even if you have no result, make sure you go into with experts. Yes, even if you are willing to start large, I would advise you to start little, and make sure you carry an expert along with you, a professional that's going to guide you. So these were all the litters that were bagged. You can see there are so many, so it won't be too wet. Here is the kitchen. So this is another section of where another layers is. This is 1.5 units. A total of 6.5 units battery cage that is mounted inside this residential building. Okay, so currently this farmer is looking forward to getting a bigger land because there's not much space in the residence. There is not much space in the compound here, so he's looking forward into 10 months or 1 year of lay. He's actually going to get a very good piece of land where he can really execute more of his plans. All right, so I was just very happy for him, watching around how I guided him through the process, and it is wonderful seeing the result of a novice starting into the poultry farm with the solar light. The lighting is very important. It stimulates the birds to grow well because they need at least 14 to 16 hours of light. All right, so as we transfer them, we gave them vitamins. So the birds are doing very well, and I'm very, very proud. I'm very, very glad that this is a dream come true for a novice that has zero knowledge of poultry farm. So I don't really know why you are there under the sound of my voice, still trying and planning every year without starting from somewhere. You can't just keep planning year by year by year by year by without starting with the little you have. Start, no matter how small it is. Start, no matter how scared you are. Just start from somewhere. All right? So here I was moving directly to where it all started. And this badge, you can see the first badge we started with are in here. Okay? So I'm going to show you clearly for you to see. So this is the first badge. You can see how old these birds are. They are going into 18 months of their entire cycle and 12 months of lay, which is 1 year. All right? 1 year. And they are going straight down to 2 years of, in fact, they will do more because these birds are still into 74% production. We brought them last year, February, and they started laying around June. Yes, and we've collected eggs from June last year to December last year. Now we have collected from January this year to June this year and still counting. So these birds are going to be sold off this year, December. So do well to make sure you start. You can see we will guide you through the process and make sure your birds lay very well. And I can assure you that this bird is going to lay for 22 weeks. Like they will lay for more, 22 months. Sorry, they're going to lay for even more than 22 months because we are ready for this project. We are passionate. We are ready to guide you and baby walk you through this process. A business is very, very lucrative when you start one. Most especially when it's a daily income. All right? Most especially when it's a consumable item. So I'm encouraging you to start from somewhere today. And you will not regret it. You will not regret starting from somewhere. Okay? So make sure you like, share, hit the subscribe button and turn off your notification icon. So when we make an upload, you're actually going to be notified. Okay? I want to see our community doing well. Yes, I want to see my followers doing very well and starting their dream farm. All right? It will be a joy for me to see people that I'm able to convince through the results and the work done from other farms. Thank you and have a wonderful day.